G'day ladies and gentlemen, today we find ourselves together with a new lore base to start from. The Corrino Empire, also known as the Imperium of Man, was a civilization in the Dune universe. While the books are very old, the movie became popular in 2021, and it's with that movie's background that I made this research. Allow me to set the scene. We fast forward 20,000 years into the future, through human expansion across the stars. Many of the technologies of our world, like computers and AI, have been lost, but so much more has changed. The Corrino Empire resembles a feudal monarchy in a science fiction setting, starting off with the Padishah Emperor, or Emperor of the known universe. The Emperor is the formal sovereign of the Imperium, and is from the Imperial House Corrino, hence the name. House Corrino is arguably the most powerful house in the galaxy because of its wealth by being the imperial seat, and from its formidable army, the Sardaukar. The council that, in theory, guided the empire was called the Landsraad. All of the major and minor houses of the Imperium had a number of votes within the body, and these votes determined the amount of political power each house holds. Houses are something that will be gone over in a minute. Another organization called the Spacing Guild was also represented. The Spacing Guild was a collection of navigators that held a monopoly on interstellar travel. Without them, commerce would cease, which is why they were given so much respect and representation in the Empire. All space movements would be massive undertaking and cost lots of solari, which was the official currency. Another institution was the Bene Gesserit, a sacred order that wielded the powers of the voice. While they gave the image of a religious order like the Jedi in Star Wars, they were far more politically active, and bred through generations of different houses to get the chosen one. Their leader acted as a truthsayer to the Emperor, but in reality wanted to replace him with said chosen one. Backing up a bit, we return to houses. Houses were more localized authorities that swore allegiance to the Emperor. Each house had a rich history and traditions. Houses had their own leader, who often adopted feudal titles, and their own military forces. So much decentralization proves that the empire is far from united, and political intrigue was one of the biggest threats to the power of any emperor. Overall, the Dune universe resembles any typical early medieval empire, like the Holy Roman Empire or the Kievan Rus. It's really interesting to see the historical structures of government placed into a sci-fi setting. Feudal monarchies are some of the best ways to manage massive realms and are great for expansion, but often face more issues internally than from abroad. So the question remains, was it effective? To that I say yes, given the circumstances it was. Could it have been more effective? Sort of. The empire was massive and needed the help of these major houses to function with any sort of authority. But central authority and mediation between houses and their conflicts would have helped cement imperial power. The empire maintained ceremonies and elaborate spectacles to show off its authority, and his forces were unparalleled by any other group, unless we count the Fremen, which we will happily ignore for this video. The Imperium was one of civil intrigue and political maneuvering, but one that isn't really that bad for humanity. That's all for today, guys. This is Ars signing off.